reflect on it now, how do you look back on this season and the way it finished for you guys?
Well, we didn't reach our goal, obviously. So the Celtics standard, we didn't live up to it. That's the the hard truth, but that's what that is. There was some positive moments throughout the season, but that standard that we seek, we did not meet.
And you're obviously going to be a free agent this summer. How do you look ahead to that process? Do you plan to continue playing next year, and do you hope to return to Boston?
For me, it's just too soon to talk about that stuff. I'm gonna take some time here with my wife, with my kids, and just that. But I mean, it's not even been a day, so there's still a lot for me to process. And just feeling everything out from last night, that was difficult.
Al, hey, how you doing? I know it was, and to be fair to your own selves, you've lost your leader to an injury, and Kristaps so important to the team. He was struggling, but can you step back? And I know it's still raw, but step back and think about the legacy of this group, and if you could just take a moment to think about what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in a position to your point, just to, I guess, to look at it clearly. I'm proud of the group. Just how hard our guys worked all year and prepared and committed to trying to do the right things and keep that Celtic model and continuing to get better. We had a good regular season, but just to answer your question, I'm right now I can really be. It wouldn't be fair for me to assess where I see this legacy of this group, but I can tell you that we always want to represent the Celtics in Boston in the best way possible, and really when we play and we were out there, we want to make sure that reflects the city and the people and our fans.
When asked in the past, you've always said, stressed that you want to keep playing. Has something changed for you to where that could be in question now?
Yeah, I'm just not ready to talk about that right now. I just need just some time with my wife and my family, and that's what I plan on doing these next few weeks.
And then could Jason's injury and the amount of time that he's missed potentially weigh into that decision as you do make it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think everything is just still very fresh, for me, and those are all things that that I'll be, thinking about in this next few weeks.
Given the possibility that Jason misses most, if not all, of next year, what do you want to see from Jalen next season?
I just want Jalen to continue to have that growth mindset that he always has. Jalen, since I've seen him, since he's entered in this league, has always found ways to improve his game, to improve himself, just trying to be a better player. And I feel like that's what makes him so special. Jalen always knows that there's room for improvement, there's work to do, and that's one of the standards that he has set here. So I expect him to continue to take on more challenges and continue to grow and get better.
You mentioned at the beginning of this just how tough last night was. When you kind of look at the series in general, where did you feel like things went sideways for you guys? What kind of went wrong?
I feel like definitely those first two games here at home. We didn't dwell on it during the series. We were able to to move forward and think about the next thing. But in these series, we those first two games we outplayed them completely, and then we just had those lapses that we let them take over the game, and we couldn't recover. And I feel like that really put us in a really tough position, and it was just very hard to recover from that point. So in my view, I felt like, obviously last night they dominated us, but up till then, I felt like this, that we were the better team, but ultimately that they found a way and beat us. But to answer your question, I think those first two games absolutely that shaped everything in my eyes. Looking back at it.
And then just the sting of last night, though. Obviously, you talked about like the Celtics standard, just having a game, a season end like that. Do you attribute that to like fatigue in terms of how you guys kind of how that game kind of got away from you, or how do you kind of assess, or just the hangover from Game 5? How do you kind of look at that in terms of how it ended?
Yeah, that's a really good point, or a really good question, I should say. They were clearly the better team last night. Like I said before, I think throughout the series we probably were, and we just didn't take advantage of our opportunities. But I think that last night we didn't play with the level that we needed to play, and we're not going to blame it on fatigue or anything. We just weren't good enough last night. We didn't have it together, and it's disappointing because we let that slip away, and we let the city down, the Celtics down by coming out and not being able to get it done.
Thank you, Al.
Yeah, thank you.